okay. I'm still getting through all of your sports recommendations. So we're just going to start this one today.
He takes the moon and all the planets into consideration before he detonates this one. It's the calculus of a goal solved in a nanosecond. Messi beats the laws of physics. He knows the laws of physics, but they don't know him. That's where he lives. He lives in the magnetic spectrum of genius. And it confused Einstein. It doesn't confuse Leo Messi. I tell you what, if Isaac Newton was watching this man, he'd be saying, boy, was I wrong. This is what Einstein called a spooky action over distance. That's
what an intro.
Relation in the heavens after Lionel Messi. Sir Isaac Newton from up above looks down and says about that gravity thing, I was wrong. Messi was right. He teases gravity. This balance is astonishing. His feet are taken, applies the brakes, gets on the other side of the defender. It's amazing. Look at his balance.
Oh wow, they can't take him down. Balance. Who is this announcer? Because I like him already. He sounds like a Bruce Buffer of football. A hype man.
He's been a waiter on a very rocky cruise ship. He stays upright.
This man still going. You can't knock him over. Got knocked down. He got straight back up again. It was a good 10 seconds of Messi magic. I'm sure there's a magnet in that.
Well, look at the strength, Kevin, to hold off the challenge, and then running at the four defenders inside, picks the spot. Oh, hard do you stop this little man?
One of the rare breed as well, who's as quick with the ball as he is without it.
Look at that for a run. The centre of gravity, ability just to go at defenders at pace, keep that ball
his
on
centre
as
of
tight to
gravity
your
is
foot.
lower.
It's just absolutely astounding.
In most of these clips, if not all of these clips, he looks like the shorter man. How tall is he? 5'6"?
Statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle? Because Messi is capable of that.
Balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle.
Messi's still running.
Is so nimble and so strong as well. Great balance.
Now Messi leaves the defender on the floor. And the kick. How embarrassing is that?
Full gear, no foul. Oh, Messi does ever so well on the ground. And
there's no space. There's no time. And that means nothing to Messi. Einstein looking down and say, I have to have a talk with this guy. He knows something I don't know. Amazing from Messi.
Looking for Messi, cuts back to his right, tucks it around, and makes the rabbit pop out of the hat.
As constant as a northern star, and twice as radioactive.
That's Messi versus 4.
Genius again when we look at it again. The trajectory is perfect. The spin, the dynamics, beautiful.
Messi, mesmerising stuff.
Messi, in his own time, taking on all comers again. And
is there any room? If there isn't any, he'll find it more often than not.
So tight and congested, you think he can't get through. It's impossible. We watch him do this week in, week out. Look at that. And then he slots it underneath the goalkeeper. It's just unbelievable football.
He reels his way through. There's no time or space here for Messi. Imagination in 3D. He sees all of his angles. He sees
these
all
clips
of the
have him looking like a
says,
team
I see
of
you
one.
lads, I don't need you.
Touch from Messi. Close control was mesmerising.
Oh, Mark, and all he needs, a man of his quality, is half a yard, because how he pulls the trigger with hardly any backlift, I'll never know. It's such magical work from him.
Messi wiggles away from 2.
Comes it back to Messi. Messi trying to get away from Fontas and succeeding. Astonishing from Messi.
The guy's a magician. I mean, the size of him, he shouldn't be doing what he's doing, really.
Lionel Messi scaling the heights. Absolutely stunning here, Doug.
He's only 5'7".
Into the middle.
Okay, 5'7".
And Messi does it again.
Messi's header. Messi's goal.
Look at that.
I like the blonde
Messi.
Messi.
Power in his neck muscles to get that. It's just staggering.
Stands 5'4". Jumps 6'4".
5'4".
It's a fabulous header.
Now I'm
Everybody
going
would be
to
proud of
have to
that in a
check out
number 9
this.
shirt.
If you know,
He's
write it
number
down.
10.
Messi,
Please.
smallest guy on the pitch, and he still wins the ball.
And he bids it over Cristiano Ronaldo, who is tremendous with his vertical leaping.
And Yuri.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you get tight around him, he finds a way to get through. He's that good. He sees this type of stuff clear. Other players, it goes hazy and they don't see it clear. He does. I just feel that in his own eyes and his own vision, the game just slows down for him. Yeah. He plays in slow-mo because it comes to him so easy and so naturally.
He slows everything down in his mind and is able to make decisions that end up in goals and does it weekend after weekend.
He does things that
he must have a really good game.
He does things that nobody understands how he produces them.
You know, he sees things that we don't see or wouldn't even consider, one, if it's possible, and even attempting it.
You sit here, I was looking in the stands at times and looking at people looking to the sky saying, how is he doing that?
And what is actually crazy, you guys have to understand that he's virtually on the same step. He's coming back on his right foot. And now that it's not logical, because if I try to do that, obviously it's kind of smaller. If I try to do that, you'll fall.
Is it this edit, or he doesn't really take dives?
2 against 4, but one of them is Messi. Gets around. Mireles tucks it in. Lifted by Di Maria.
Because he's getting hit and just gets right back up.
He actually puts negative spin on the ball. But look at this ball. We talk about mutant fly's eye vision, and we don't see it. The genius of the pass is that it gave him time where there was no time ahead of it. He's got 2 balls to pick out, and he goes for the impossible pass. Well, impossible is nothing for Lionel Messi.
You see passes I don't even see. Extraordinary, almost extraterrestrial.
Messi, close control, it's extraordinary in the balance and the strength. It's still Messi.
Messi, first touch from him.
It's slick out there.
No matter what the conditions are like for Messi, he's taking advantage of the ball breaking there.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Even in a pond of water in the middle of the pitch, Leo Messi capable of getting away from 3 or 4 opponents. Incredible.
Nice footwork. Here's Messi. Messi gets away into the space, even though the pitch is holding up. Messi keeps going.
Mind you, such a footballer, Lionel Messi walks on water, doesn't he?
Messi being shadowed by Marc Roca. Messi turning on.
He's just got superhuman powers. He can do things that no other footballer has ever been able to do, and he makes it look so simple.
Measured by records, but this is beyond measurement. Look at them converge on him. 4 players, like metal failings to a magnet, and he leaves them. Football is the labyrinth. Messi is the Minotaur. And they say we aren't worthy to watch him.
We are watching a master at the peak of his career.
For this game, because he is setting new standards.
That video was about Messi, but I was also impressed with the one-liners of one of those announcers, to be quite honest with you. Okay, the channel is called Magical Messi. I haven't seen anything else from this channel, but I'm going to link it in the description because just guessing by the name, if you liked this video, they probably have other content that interests you. So you'll find it in the description. And although this has been sitting in my inbox for a couple of months now, I was keen to watch it today because I've read more about Messi in the past 6 weeks, 7, than I've read about the sport in my whole life accumulated. And it all started with the PGA Tour Live Golf drama, which then turned into the PGA Tour Live Golf merger, because at one point during that, there was talks that Messi could possibly be going to Saudi Arabia to play for their team for an astronomical amount of money. And then the contract details dropped of his Inter Miami deal when he decided to turn it down and go to Miami. And it's not even that I read sports news. Sometimes I'll look at Barstool, but I do read financial market news for work. And this was featured seemingly everywhere, from Bloomberg to Investopedia, Benzinga. And a lot of that has to do with the Apple and Adidas bit of the contract. But I do wonder if him going to an American team or a US team is going to increase viewership, which is kind of what Adidas and Apple are both betting on. Leave your opinion on that. I don't have a literary recommendation for you today, but If you're into reading about contracts, there's a podcast I follow called All In Podcast. They usually talk about financial market news and geopolitics and tech, but they got into a conversation about the Messi contract and then compared it to Michael Jordan's Jordan contract and probably more relevant to David Beckham's contract, as well as PGA Tour and Live Golf. So I'm going to find that conversation for you. It was from an episode probably 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I'll timestamp the conversations in the show notes. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Besides that, after watching these clips, it all makes sense to me now. So, yeah, leave your thoughts on any of it, and thank you for watching with me.